should.
Let me check my chest, my breath right quick. He ain't never seen it in a dress like this.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this salon blow dry. I'm super excited to make this video. To be honest, I feel like it is so long overdue. A lot of my clients in the salon are always asking me how to blow dry their hair at home with extensions. This video is going to be specifically on hand-sewn extensions, but you can use some of these tips and tricks for any other extensions if anyone else has any different types. I feel like this video is definitely going to help a lot of my clients kind of just like see how the process is at home. And I definitely feel like a lot of it goes into picking good products and just kind of taking your time and making sure you're being thorough with your blow dry so that way you can get a full week out of your blow dry. I definitely think with these extensions, I recommend only blow drying your hair maybe like once or twice a week max. I think that it's very important not to put too much heat on your hair. The whole idea is to make sure your hair is going to be more healthy long term. Obviously, the extensions are going to be covering your hair a little bit more, so it should help long term just with keeping your hair more healthy. My clients, I have them on a schedule of only blow drying their hair once to twice a week as well. I definitely think that long term a lot of them have came back and they're just like, oh my god, my hair has grown so much, because you know, you're looking at your hair with the extensions in. By the time you take them out, your hair has grown out a lot more and you're not even noticing it because you're barely even seeing your hair in between the extensions. But yeah, I'm ready to get into this video, and I hope that these tips and tricks help some of my clients or other people who have recently gotten extensions in their hair. But yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to be doing to start off this video is I washed my hair already. So what I basically do with my extensions is when I go in and wash, you want to start kind of like going straight back and use like 2 fingers. You want to make sure the weft is going to be right in between both of your fingers, so that way you're getting off any buildup, and just making sure in between the beads are going to be fine. I have hand-sewn extensions. The hair that I have is Bellamy hair, and these are braidless sew-ins, so I definitely feel like they're very comfortable. For me, I mean, I can pretty much like mess with them super easy. But yeah, so you don't want to go in and start blow drying on like sopping wet hair. So normally what I do after I go ahead and shower, I will kind of let my hair air dry for maybe like a half an hour or so. I don't have any products in it yet, just for the purpose of showing you guys what I'm going to be putting in my hair. So now that I am fully brushed out, I'm going to go in and apply some products. This is the Redken Extreme Play Safe. It is a 450 heat protectant. It's more so like a lotion, and it says that it is a fortifying leave-in treatment, which is really good. I've tried it on a lot of my clients so far. So I personally have curly hair, and for a lot of my clients, they always tend to question like, oh, if I have curly hair, like, am I able to wear extensions? And the answer is yes, because I have very curly hair. So it's very easy for me to kind of deal with it, but I will say products are going to be huge in your blow dry. So I feel like if you're not using something that's moisturizing enough, not using something that has like the right amount of protein for your hair, if you are lightening, you will end up with a blow dry that's not going to last you know, a full week. So like, it's very important to know what is going to be good for your hair. I think it's very good to like evaluate like, okay, is this the problem that I have in my hair? Is it dry? If it's dry, you're going to go ahead and want to use something that has moisture in it. If it's more so brittle, from lightening, which, you know, it does happen, like I said, you just want to make sure that you are using products to kind of put back in whatever you're taking out of your hair. Yeah, so I love this so far. It's going to be really good to use for your blow dry. I feel like it gives a very sleek and moisturized blow dry. I only did 2 pumps. What I'm going to do first is go ahead and split down the middle, and then I will rub it in my hands like this, so that way I'm not like putting a whole glob of anything in my hair. First, I'm just going to run it through not me pulling out my earring. First, I'm going to go ahead and run it through, mainly the ends. And this even goes for when you're shampooing and conditioning. You want to make sure that you are not putting anything straight onto your scalp. 1, because it'll make your hair oily. 2, you don't want to have any products or anything just kind of like laying in between the beads or on top of the wefts. I'm going in and just kind of applying this wherever I have like super dry spots. And normally I run it through the ends of the extensions first, and then I'll kind of like work my way up with whatever's left on my hands. Some of these tips even go for, you know, just blow drying your own hair at home, whether you have extensions or not. This is definitely a way to help your blow dry last longer, just so that way you're not making your roots oily by putting too much product. The best way that I could explain how much product you should have in your hair is that you should have kind of like a slip. It should be easy for you to brush through. It shouldn't be too oily. And pretty much you just have to pay attention to like what your hair needs and where it needs. Yeah, making sure I'm getting my hair. Also, if you have curly hair, you want to make sure you're using some good heat protectant, only because when you go ahead and bring your curls back, you want to make sure that they are healthy and still moisturized. Alright, and this is going to be my last row. So I'm going to take down this last section. Also, when you're applying products, section your hair out the way that you want it to be for when you blow dry. This will kind of just help have it like set in the place that you want it to be at. I'm going in with the Kerastase Discipline Oil. This is really good. I love it because it's not like an overly moisturizing oil. I feel like it kind of leaves your hair with like an airy feel and just like a lot of shine. So I'm going to go ahead and do like only one pump of that. And like I said, you want to have your hair split down the middle on both sides. And I'm only running this through my ends because I have the other heat protectant everywhere else. So this oil is just going to help like moisturize your ends a little bit more. It's really good for the extensions. Sometimes they tend to need a little bit more moisture due to the fact that you're putting so much more heat on them. Another good way is if you have straighter hair. Obviously I couldn't like let my hair air dry like this only because it's curly, so the texture would be a lot different. But if you have straighter hair than I do, you can go ahead and just run some oil through your ends and then blow dry only up to where your hair is and let the rest air dry. This is going to keep your extensions like so nice. I've done it before. It just takes me a little bit longer only because I feel like my curls, they don't want to work with me when I have to blow dry my hair. Yeah, so let's get started on our blow dry. The next thing that I'm going to show you guys is the blow dryer that I use. So I pretty much just used one of these like round brushes. I know there's like so much controversy on these. I feel like I like it. I mean, like I said, you don't want to use it on sopping wet hair. As long as like your bristles or anything like that aren't like broken, you are totally fine to use it. But yeah, so you pretty much just want to wait until your hair is about like 80% dry, meaning it's not sopping wet and it's also not like completely dry either. And just make sure that you are kind of like pulling it down slow, but making sure you're like evenly brushing out the hair with these. You also want to go ahead and section everything out just so that way everything's going to be dry, because I will say with this brush, it's a little bit harder to get to the root, but I'm going to show you guys what I do. Now that I am done putting products in my hair, I'm going to section out this bottom row that I have. Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and clip everything else up. And I honestly just love using these banana clips. I feel like it holds everything like perfect just because I have so much hair. Pretty much just like run it through the root. So I'm not going to hold it there, but I'm going to hold it there for maybe like 4 or 5 seconds and pull down slowly up until where my hair is. And then the ends are pretty much the last thing that I go over just because the extensions will dry quicker than my hair. So yeah, we can go ahead and just start that. I'm going to show you guys how I do that.
Dance, make them dance, boy.
Okay, so this first section is done. So once you're done with that, I normally pull it to the front so that way your wet hair isn't touching the dry hair. And then we're going to go ahead and section off the next row. And we're pretty much just going to continue doing the same thing. I feel like using this, you definitely, like I said, want to kind of like get the root a little bit more, because I feel like with this blow dryer, it's not going to completely get to your root, which is why it's better if you let your hair air dry a little bit more, so that way you're not completely blow drying on like sopping wet hair.
Dance, make them dance, boy. dance, make them dance, boy.
Okay guys, so to finish off my blow dry, I'm going to go back in with a tiny bit of oil. I'm just going to do a half pump. And what you want to do with this part is kind of like twist it in, just so that way your hair meshes with the extensions and you're making sure you're completely covering the ends evenly with the oil. About 10:20-ish, it's 11:08. So yeah, I definitely think if you were to start blow drying when it was like a little bit more wet, then it would have taken you a lot longer. But letting your extensions air dry a little bit more does help the entire process. Overall, I definitely encourage people to try extensions more. I'm in love with them. A little bit about me is that I am Bellamy certified. I did get certified in the class for all types of extensions, for tape-ins, hand-sewn, I-tips, K-tips. I do these definitely in the salon more often, the hand-sewn extensions. I feel like these are so popular right now for all of my clients too. I feel like it's just more fitting for most people's like lifestyles and things that they want in their hair. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this tutorial kind of helped you guys a little bit more at home, for my clients or for other people who have just gotten extensions and needed a little bit more help and some tips. But if there's anything you guys want me to cover or make another video on, feel free to let me know. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.